Hello friends, this week I'm here to give you a heads up about this LP that you're seeing here, because at the end of this I'll be heading off when I'm done, but hopefully this album will give you a head start. Now, since I've been listening to this compilation, I've become the head of the household. You could say I've got a hedonistic attitude when it comes to this LP. It really has let me become a head of the crowd. What the devil am I talking about? Of course, it's the recent compilation release of the band Head, with people doing their different tributes, different cover versions of their favourite songs, different bands from around the world gathering together in a joint aspiration to show their love of the classic 90s band Head, which I'm afraid I'd never heard of until now. I'm ever so embarrassed. I probably should have heard of it, but I don't know. I can't be here and there and everywhere. Let's just skip it at that. Right, so here we have Head and a walk in the turkey or something like that. And a tribute to Head. Do you remember me? No. And here we also have Colours. And a look at the back. Oh my gosh, what a mulch of bands. Look at this, many of my very favourite acts are on here. We have Neon Bone, Tough, Mega D Cracks.
Hey man!
The Putts.
The bands.
The Suck. We have the Young Rochelle's, the Proton Packs.
Hi guys!
Flamingo Nosebleed, Mugwumps, Jimmy Vapid. We have the Parasites, the Manges, the Search of Pistons, Ratcliffe's, the Livermore's. Sorry if I forgot any, even though I've got them here to refer to. And as you can see from here, thank goodness, this album has A and B, which includes 26 freaking songs. 26 freaking songs! How many songs would you expect? No less, no more, 26. That's a lot of songs. Take a look inside. There is an inside. Regular. So here we have a very nice insert. Actually, it's very colourful, and actually it gives you information of each of the bands saying their little 2 cents about the band Head and why they picked the particular songs that they did to cover. Their favourite songs, if you will. Great information on here. If you're one of those people who likes to sit down and read a booklet in something, or to read something interesting, you can sit back on your chair if you've got 5 or 6 hours to spare and have a look through this insert. It's glorious. I was going to get the record out, but I can't see it anywhere. Where is it? Oh, it's there. It's completely clear. It's so clear I couldn't see it. Just another one of my funny jokes. So here we have side B, Do You Remember Me, a tribute to Head, Modern Space and Records, number 23, the 23rd release. And on this side, very similar, only the side pertains to A. Let's take a listen to just a random song. With a release like this, one song can't be indicative of the overall quality, because some people like some bands and not other bands, but let's just take a listen to one and see if it's any good for now. Terrific quality! Thank you very much for contributing all of my favourite bands to this lovely release. As you can see, it does indeed have 2 sides, both sides including tracks, musical tracks. Let's go over to John now from Mum's Basement Records for a little background information.
John from Mom's Basement Records here. Thanks for having me back. We're going to talk about Head today.
John, tell me all about this release here, which is called Do You Remember Me? A Tribute to Head, which has two sides, side A and side B. It's Mum's Basement Records number 23. It comes with an insert which is double-sided and also a cover to keep it protected, because in this area of virulent disease we need protection. John, hit me up.
The Head is a band from Seattle, a street rock band that has been around since the early 90s. Self-released a bunch of records, EPs and full lengths, and a few splits. So here is a full collection. I'm missing a few of the Power 4 splits, but other than that, I mean, I have a pretty full collection here. So that, so on clear vinyl. This one's also on clear vinyl. Here's their most recent release. It was released in 2018 for their tour in Italy. And here's the Power 4 split I was talking about. There's a few variants of that I don't have, but I'll get to it eventually. And then their full lengths would be Assault, The Monkeys, and No Hugging, No Learning. Street Level Assault's pretty easy to find. The other two, good luck. They're very hard to find, and people always want outrageous prices for them, and if you're patient, you'll find them eventually. The most recent and accessible release for people will be this one right here. It is a LP reissue of Heil Head that came out on CD several years ago. Striped Music has copies, so Wild Honey might have copies. You could probably find one of those on Discogs and maybe random distros. I'm not really sure, but Striped definitely has them. So if you're missing that, go pick up a copy. I mean, it's essential. It's everything you're going to need to get, into the band. Really, it's the most of their 7-inch stuff and the 2 full lengths, with the exception of No Hugging, No Learning, and some of the Goner releases. So yeah, go pick one up. It's an essential. Head is one of my favorite bands. They're really influential to tons of bands. Riverdale's, the Mangies, all have been influenced by Head there. So the reason we're talking about Head today is because of this. The tribute to Head, Do You Remember Me, that we released last year. Just, the ton of great bands and friends. But a little backstory on this tribute was when I decided to do that Mangies tribute, I started doing some investigating on how to try to get a hold of Head. They're very hard to get a hold of. They have no social media presence, really no way to get a hold of them unless you know one of their private emails. And it turns out that I had a friend who knows Riri, and it took about a year to get a solid answer out of him. And a friend kept pestering him, and eventually he responded back and gave us the green light. And so this tribute, it from beginning to end took about 2 years to put together. But I was at Punk Rock Raduno in 2018 when I got that email that we have the green light. And while I was there, that's why there's so many Italian bands on this comp. I mean, but we were there in Italy, and I was able to ask them in person, along with the Mugwumps and all these other cool European bands, really. We're really happy with this tribute comp and the way it turned out. It's just about sold out. I might have 30 copies left of black vinyl and probably less than 10 copies in clear. This is one of the mixed color copies, the one that I kept for myself. I thought it was cool looking. Those are long gone. They sold out pretty much immediately. So if you got one, good work. It's featuring tons of great bands. I mean, the Socho Pistons from Japan and the Manjis and Parasites. They're legends. Or one of our favorites, Neon Bone, on there. Tough, label band. Mega, another label band. D-Cracks did a really cool cover of Killed by Death. Our good friends the Putts were in there. Isotopes contributed. Of course, the Suck. And the Lorenas, it's from Canada. They're closely associated with the Vapids. It's Jimmy's wife. Fantastic band. Check them out if you're not familiar. And the Mugwumps, that's rounding up the A side. On the B side, the Ratcliffes are in Flamingo Nosebleed, the Livermores, Proton Packs. There's some more label family there. Jeff Palmer.
I'm happy that you're gonna.
A cool Canadian band, Johnny Tarian and the Bad Lieutenants. Neck and Ratbones. Prozacs were on there. Jay's a good dude. The Russian band Volkov. They're cool. And then Jimmy Vapid is ending this bad boy with. That's probably my favorite song on the comp. He took it super seriously and composed the masterpiece. If you don't have this yet, you should check it out. We're very proud of it. Like I said, it's tribute compilations are a hit or miss thing, really. There's a bunch of them around that'll have a few good songs on them, and then a bunch of duds. I can, without trying to be like cocky or anything like that, tell you that this is all killer and no filler. So yeah, check it out. Check the the Manji's tribute that we did. Same thing, all killer, no filler. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Head is a cool band. They're legendary. I don't know much more I can say about them. Check them out. And thank you for having me. And I will talk to you soon. Stay safe.
Oh, and I've just taken a look at this. Look, if you look down in the bottom right hand corner, there's actually a secret cut scene image of RoboCop, perhaps from RoboCop 4, which never was released in 1974, but we're still waiting on right now all these years later. Thank you very much for finding out about this LP here, this tribute to the band Head. Hopefully, unfortunately, this review is going to have to come to a head as I head off onto the greasy marrow of life. I really hope that none of my favourite visitors have been struck down with the awful virus. But if you have, just get better and then come back later. And perhaps if you do have the virus, you can watch this review and become just a little bit better. Thanks ever so much. Take care, everyone. Sweet dreams, and don't forget, don't break the curfew. Stay quarantined, and if you're very comfortable inside your house and you're becoming a bit blasé about it, you can lock yourself maybe inside the fish tank or inside the cupboard, so that you're double locked inside for extra protection. I'll see you next time, and watch out for penguins that are misplaced. Bye!
Thank you ever so much for watching my very good video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Very Good channel and come back next week for another very good video. A video to watch. Now, it's a good video.
Stay safe.